They they're like they've been for a lot of years in terms of what they do. They never allow you to get comfortable. They give you multiple looks. They do some things that I guess you would call unorthodox, but watching them doing it, knowing the history they have there over the years, it's not unheard of for them in terms of dropping guys and rushing three and doing a lot of different things. The front structure, just never letting things be just, and then they'll mix it, and then all of a sudden it looks what you'd call normal, So it's a good team. Obviously, they're defending champs, and a lot of players over there just won a lot of games, and coaches as well, obviously. So it's a heck of a challenge for us.
The way they mix things up, is that a test that you have to kind of process that stuff immediately post snap, or is it because you know they're going to disguise so much, or do you try to?
Yeah, I think. Well, I think you try to, and obviously you work as hard as you can pre-snap. I think it's going into it one of those games where it's truly read it out and kind of play it by the book. Don't try to do too much. Take what they give you, and because that's been them for a long time. They want to make you earn every yard you get, and they also want to take your best guys away. So, gosh, I mean, just the times we've played them and just times you've watched them over the last 14 years for me being in the league. They do a heck of a job of that, of making it hard for you to do what you really like to do best and make you make those adjustments and execute your plan.
Phil, how hard is it for you to lose a guy Matt Lawson? And also, your thoughts on Dan Bean and the starting line?
Yeah, you hate to lose Matt. I felt bad for Matt, obviously, last year on his contract. And just kind of that old school, brought that toughness. Obviously, a heck of a player in the meeting rooms. His attitude was awesome. And he loved this group, too. I think he loved wherever it fit on his job description. He really embraced that role of helping a Dan Feeney, helping being kind of that big brother to Kenny Wiggins and Spencer Pulley, and obviously Forrest went out early, but he really took pride in, I think, sharing with those guys and not being a stubborn old crusty veteran, being one that said, shoot, you guys, you're drafted here. You're going to be here for a while. Here's he was open to doing that. So he really liked this team and this group. So you hate to see him go down the way he did. And with Matt, at least I've learned in the short time with him the past couple of years that he'd play with anything. And it's just with something like this, he's got no option. If he did, he'd probably be out there this week.
Phil, I think the last time you played against Paige, I believe Chris was starting at center a lot. You're young with those three interior guys again, so how concerned are you in terms of that inside pressure, interior pressure?
Yeah, no, they really focused on that area as far as their pressures and things they did. They tried to really isolate those guys inside during that game. We have great confidence in our guys inside, but it wouldn't surprise you to see them. So shoot, let's see, you got a rookie guard making his first start. Still a young center. Kenny's going to be making his 8th, 9th, 10th start somewhere in there. I think that's you bring a valid point. So I think that's what I mean as far as them. They really find ways to try to attack that gives them the best chance. Yes, I don't want to overstate that they're just so complicated. They just line up in things you've never seen. It's not that, but it's just in ways that are a little different that make you have to think, and that there's a wrinkle here or there that gives them an edge. If you've thrown a shallow route in this area of the field this many times, and they may just post a guy up over there. Playing the odds, you may have one coming, and it can really, do some things tendency wise that make you have to think. And so, this is definitely a heck of a challenge. Yeah, I remember getting Dontrell, and Frank Reich said he had talked to his coach in Canada, and that his coach in Canada had said that if they had 40 Dontrell Inmans, then it'd be unstoppable. And he got here and really made that true. I think not only he obviously made a lot of plays, but just the type of character he had, the teammate he was a great addition for our team. You look at the injuries we dealt with in the receiver room and what he did stepping up and the production he had. Shoot, I mean, if had he played all the whole year, obviously you never want to see, if had he been in there, he was in there just about the whole year, but he was right. He was close to 1,000 yards last year. So you're always happy to see him get an opportunity to where he's going to have some more opportunities on the field, but you hate to lose him as a teammate. But certainly we'll be pulling for him for sure.
Is that a reflection of how much deeper that receiver group is this year, just that he went from 800 yards to being inactive for the last few weeks?
I think so. I mean, I don't know. Not only a reflection of how deep it is, but it's also a reflection of you drafted a guy number 7, and the potential that Mike has. I don't say that just as you drafted a guy 7, so Dontrell's put down. But in some ways, when you take a guy like Mike Williams and he's healthy, you want to get him going because of his upside and what we expect him, the playmaker, for him to be. So some of it is a numbers game, and some of it is the moves made in the offseason.
Phillip Tom's obviously having another really good season. He's 40 years old. You've played a while. Are there things that you guys do differently to keep your bodies right, nutrition, or different things as you get older that you've done to stay available and functioning?
Yeah, he obviously has done it. Not only done it a long time, done it arguably the best of all time throughout his career. So it's awesome to see what he's done and see him still going. He's one I don't know real well. So as far as how similar we do things, I'm not sure. I think I'm a little hard-headed in how old school I've always just kind of approached everything, from workouts to lifting weights to cardio to all that stuff. But I am starting to see now just the little things that you got to kind of, I don't like saying tighten up like you've been lax on them, but just a little more old school. So I think where you go, shoot, maybe I do need to, maybe probably not, but I may just try to reach down and touch my toes once or twice every once in a while now. I haven't stretched much in 15 years, but yeah, I'll start with the toe touch. I can't touch them, but I'll start with a reach.
Do you think the rules and the way that the league has gone about trying to protect quarterbacks has allowed for guys to play longer?
I think it's helped. Yeah, it's definitely helped. It definitely helps. I mean, our target window is pretty small, and but then you see some of the crazy accidents that happen. You see Cutler out for who knows how long, and you see Carson go down just with his hands here as he's throwing. Some of those things you're out there in the game, anything can happen. But yes, I do think the way they've tried to protect the quarterbacks has helped, and I think too really where the passing game has gone has helped. There's just so much more now where the ball's out of our hand a lot quicker, and still able to move the ball and get chunk plays. We're not back there with 2-man routes all the time, really having to wait and get hit right in the face, waiting for this guy to come open. I mean, you see guys empty. I mean, empty formation wasn't as popular 20 years ago. Now we're empty, and guys are just dink all over the place. So I think that's helped as well. And then, but you look at the guys you're talking about, and I think of Brady, and I think of Drew, and you think of Peyton. You're talking about the best, arguably that group, among others, the best ever. So I still think it's unique and rare. I don't think it's just that, every guy's going to make it forever. I think those guys are unique in what they've been able to do, how smart they are, how accurate they are, and all that plays a factor.
Do you want to play football when you're 40 years old?
We'll just kind of see. I've never really tried to say I want to be playing until this day or this many years, but as I stand now, the passion and love to compete that I still have, from that standpoint, yes, I need to continue to play well enough to be able to play at 40. It's not just something you're given. You gotta continue to go out there and prove it.
How has the league looked to you this year, and how has he been that kind of, I think you used the word crusty old veteran in terms of helping Hunter along these last 2 years?
He's been awesome. I feel like he's found a nice balance of competitive fire and still desire to go out there and get open and compete and block in the run game and all those things, and also a way to kind of what can I do to kind of pass this thing off to Hunter as his career winds down, and I think he's done it. He's done it very well, and still. It's one of those deals you just never know. I know he's not, the catches and the numbers and the yards, and obviously he's not playing the snaps that he's played over his, 14 years. But I think it's just one of those things you just never know what game it's going to be where he's going to have 6 or 7 catches or he's going to catch 2 touchdowns. You just never know when it's going to be, and so having him here both on the field and in the in those meeting rooms with Hunter and those tight ends is certainly an asset.
Philip, you faced Eli early this year, now Brady. As a person that closely follows the league and knows the history of it, do you look forward to that aspect of it?
Yeah, I really do. I really do. I don't like to try to shy away from that. I don't feel like I'm playing Tom Brady by any means, but it's still a big deal to me just as a fan of quarterbacks. All those times getting to go up against, seeing Peyton Manning go trotting out there and thinking, shoot, I'm the quarterback on the other team. I think I've still allowed myself to be that, fan in a sense. I don't know if fan's the word, but just that, have that love for the game and really the love for the position is what I grew up. I didn't grow up really an NFL fan. I grew up loving quarterbacks. The quarterbacks were the ones that I had posters of. The quarterbacks were the ones I picked who I liked and what numbers I liked and all those things. So when you're going against a guy that's won all these Super Bowls and that's still playing at the level he's played at 40, and again, arguably he will be in that discussion that will never be answered of the best ever. You get a chance to be the quarterback on the other team. To me, it is a big deal. I mean, it's special, and looking forward to getting another shot. With him as a quarterback over there, we're over. The one time we beat him, he wasn't out there. So a lot of good games and close games, but looking forward to this one on Sunday.
Who were the posters that you had growing up?
Gosh, Favre, Aikman, Marino, Montana, Elway, Young. Those are the ones that come to mind. There may have been another one here or there. Peyton, I'm sure, made it up there as he got closer to high school, as he was getting going. Yes, those guys, you grew up in North Alabama, you're watching SEC football and Notre Dame football I was watching. So there wasn't a lot of NFL football watching at the house other than quarterbacks. You knew who was playing. Oh, these 2 guys are playing. We had to watch that one. I guess.